guys! So today I wanted to start a new series on my channel. It'll be something a little bit different, but something I got excited about a couple days ago. I recently found a bunch of CDs that I thought I had lost, and I was listening to a bunch of them and it made me feel all nostalgic, and it made me realize that like two of my favorite albums came out 9 years ago. I don't really want to do like a 9 years later kind of music thing, but I went back and I looked at like everything that came out in 2003 and it blew my mind. And I thought I could do like a 10 years later nostalgic look at music and movies and TV that happened 10 years ago, because 2003 was a pretty good year, I have to say. So naturally, I'm gonna start with albums of 2003. So here we go. I'm just winging it. First album, Linkin Park's Meteora, aka the last good Linkin Park album. Don't hate cause I hate. That record was a good one. That was when Linkin Park was still doing this all like progressive alt electronica rap stuff. My friend Katie burned it for me. I think I still have it. It's like handwritten with her cute little handwriting, but Meteora, man. You cannot deny how great that album was. That was great. And then in the same vein, I guess like 2003 was all about like trying to fake hardcore, mixing metal with other things. So speaking of that, do you guys remember Evanescence? Well, some of you do. As much as I like discount Evanescence now, Amy Lee had one of the best voices in pop music at the time, and she's still one of the best singers that has been in like a metal rock group, whatever. I was never really that into Evanescence, but my sister really was. I was into more of like Michelle Branch and The Calling. The Calling's record came out in 2001, so oh god. But yeah, Evanescence. Remember them? That was weird. Weird stuff. Couple groundbreaking records. Speakerbox, The Love Below by Outkast. Damn, that album was good. My baby don't rest around. That song is 10 years old. The Black Album by Jay-Z. I've never been a huge hip-hop fan, but I cannot even deny that that's one of the best records of the last decade, because shit. And now onto the records that I actually like enjoy and that I still listen to today and that just make me feel warm and fuzzy and nostalgic inside. Give Up, the Postal Service. I already talked about how much the Postal Service make me feel feelings. That record is one of those records that will always be relevant and will always be good. And you know a record is good when it can transcend the trends. Transcending. They're transcending. Can that be a word? Fuck that. God damn it, that album is good. Fever to Tell by the Yeah. It was getting back into like what rock music was all about, and good musicians and really catchy songs, and Fever to Tell was one of those like revolutionary albums, like whoa, like this is happening right now? Like this band, this is a great band that will be here for a long time, and they are still making music today, and Karen O is fucking awesome. Elephant by the White Stripes. This was not their first album. It was like the fourth one, but this was like the one that made it big. They had already done Fell in Love with the Girl, that crazy awesome Lego music video that went a little bit viral on like MTV2 when MTV2 was still playing music before it was like 16 and Pregnant like twice. Seven Nation Army. Hardest Button to Button, that whole thing, it's like this rock opera. It's long and beautiful. All the songs are good, and it just blows my mind that that album is that old. I'm so happy that I got to see Jack White play last year. Definitely one of the highlights of my life. So the next album that came out that I'm still like sour about, not because it's a bad album, because it's like one of my favorite albums of all time. Strokes, Room on Fire. You wanna know why I'm sour with the Strokes? I mean, all their albums have been perfection, but they haven't been back to Seattle since like 2006. That ain't cool. There's no reason for them to have not come to Seattle in 7 years. So, little sour, little bitter with that, but Room on Fire, I really hope if any of you youngins haven't heard any of these albums or a few of these albums, I highly suggest you go check them out, because I think it's good to know, like I'm not gonna get on like my high horse about music, but I think it's good to listen, like go back and listen to music before you maybe really got into it. I really enjoy listening to my uncle's and my mom's music from when I was a kid and from when even before I was born. Personally, I think it's cool. Another great record that came out that year, I totally forgot until just now, Absolution by Muse. It was one of the albums that I like purchased with my own monies before I started like downloading music regularly. I don't know how I feel about what Muse has done the last couple records. I mean, they're good, but if you've only heard the last couple of records from Muse, please go back and listen to Absolution because it's totally different but still totally Muse and totally awesome. And then probably my favorite album that came out that year, well, I was probably listening to it that year. I don't remember, honestly. Like, I was 14. I was listening to Good Charlotte. Like, I was listening, that's when I thought it was all hard, like with my leather wristband with studs on them. I thought I was cool. Man, I was not cool. Probably one of the most underrated records, Hail to the Thief by Radiohead. I wouldn't say that Hail to the Thief is my favorite Radiohead record. Probably it's a toss-up between Kid A and OK Computer, but Hail to the Thief is definitely one to be up there. It's just, it's so different and so cool. And I remember when In Rainbows came out, somebody did like this thing where they took the first track from Hail to the Thief and then the first track of In Rainbows and then the second and so on, and they played them in succession and they sounded so perfectly, like transitioning from each one, and I thought that was so cool. Whether or not Tom York did it on purpose or whether he just did it, like it just happened, like from witchcraft or some shit. 2 + 2 = 5. Such a great song, okay? Now that I've had a good hard look at my life and how it was 10 years ago. The next one of these will probably be like movies from 2003 because I'm so excited to talk about movies from 2003 because, oh my god, you guys, that year the Oscars were fucking awesome. So I will leave it at that. And my next video will be my Q&A answers. I just didn't have enough time to film that this weekend because I was at work all weekend. The A's to your Q's will be on Thursday. And since we might as well, 2 + 2 = 5 is your song of the day by Radiohead. Do that. It's a great song. I'm sticking with the song of the day. It's gonna keep being a thing. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great week and I will see you on Thursday. Bye! And I'm not just recommending these products to you because I work there, but because they actually work for me. So, yeah.